Good morning and welcome to this Wednesday morning edition
I'm just
of the
waving.
Tennessee. Oh, she's happy today. That's take advantage of that. It's very unusual for her to be so
now,
bright and happy.
especially now, this morning.
Early in the morning.
I know, but I'm done, guys. I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done. Today's my last one. Michelle Baker will be here.
Michelle Baker back tomorrow?
Yes, she will be back tomorrow, and I'm just as happy as a clam about that.
Oh, yeah. She feels...
And I'll be snoring and slobbering at home.
drooling at the
Yes,
mouth.
drooling on me.
Sleeping
Very
away.
attractive, but I don't care. It's what I like to do.
We're always excited when Kim is here. She fills in, and she's a lot of fun, as you can see. But we're here. That's all that matters. We're here. It's
Dan's
Wednesday.
moving slow this morning.
I'm moving really slow. I don't know why, but I just now had a half of a cup of coffee, and it is caffeinated, so that's fortunate.
We don't do any. If you're going to have coffee, it's going to have caffeine.
For some reason, I'm just in kind of in slow motion, like in the snail mode this morning. You ever had those days? Where just everything is just kind of in slow motion, and you just wonder if you're going to make it through the morning.
That's
but
right.
we'll get there eventually. We have a good show lined up today. Ron Moore is here. It's Wednesday, so if it's Wednesday,
yes,
Ron
if it's
is
Wednesday,
here.
Ron's here. He's here first thing.
Yeah, he's
A
already
ray of
here,
sunshine every
pacing
Wednesday
around
morning.
in the studio, waiting to get on to tell you all kinds of interesting things about the history of Cleveland and Bradley County.
That's right.
And sometimes we venture out a little bit further. But,
It happens.
Every now and then, but that's okay. It's always interesting. Ron is here. Also, we're going to have Dr. Jerry Faulkner from Cleveland State Community College going to talk about a new program here on WTNB TV.
Starts on Thursday.
Really? Tell us about it.
Well, I don't know a whole lot about it. That's what he's coming for.
Oh,
That's why
There
Dr.
you
Faulkner's
go.
coming, right? He's going to
That's why
tell you
she's
all
the
about
co-host.
it. That's right.
Okay, well, Dr. Faulkner is going to be here, and also David Orr from Cleveland Utilities, telling us about a program that they have at Cleveland Utilities for home energy evaluation, and it's, I think, a program through TVA.
Absolutely. And
And,
people can get 50% of their money back.
Wow, I'm up for
I
that.
know.
Are you up for
I'm
that?
ready.
And I think they're especially focusing on storm victims
Yes.
as well.
They're
So
extending it to this
that's going to be interesting, so I hope you'll stay tuned for that. Speaking of storm victims, did we have another storm last
Over
night?
it. I mean, it's every day. It's like we live in Florida.
Yeah.
You know, when I lived in Florida, and Joe's from there as well, every afternoon this big thunderstorm would come.
Yeah.
And it's just unbelievable. And, you know, you guys know Joe and his truck, so he has to get in his truck real fast and drive over to one of the car washes, and he sits under the shelter, and he calls me, so what's the Weather Channel saying? And I'm like, because, you know, sometimes I think he's just going to run outside and just drape himself over
Does
the
he
truck.
do that so he won't get hail damage?
Yes.
Well, put it in the garage. Well, the garage
No,
is
our
full.
garage. Well, no, our garage. You know, with the electric back then, they didn't make them to where
Yeah.
those big cabs could go in, and neither one of our trucks will fit in the garage.
Yeah, he's got the
so
big,
we have junk in
humongous,
there
yeah,
instead.
He's got the big F-150 or whatever it is. Yeah, it won't go in. You'd have to build a cavern for that
That's
thing,
right.
I
So he
believe.
just
So he
trots
takes
on-
it to the
he
car
takes
wash.
to the car wash.
You know,
but
that's
he's not
very-
the only person. I mean, they fill up. He goes early because everybody and their brother goes. So
I would have not thought of that.
It's
That's
a social experience. for
very
them. It is.
innovative. So they just go and park their cars in the car wash and hang out and
Right.
talk. And
And he
visit
calls me, and
wait
I
for
monitor the Weather Channel, and when it's over, he can come home. Sometimes I forget to tell him it's over.
That
but-
is too funny. Oh my goodness. Well, I was in Chattanooga last night. I met a friend over there for dinner about 6 o'clock, and the wind come up. You know, when the wind comes up, and it came up in a hurry, and the flags over around Eastgate, the flags were flying straight out like
Well,
this.
it was Flag Day, so.
Well, that's true. This week. And, you know, I've noticed that everyone ducks and runs for cover now when we get a high wind and a little bit of rain. And, boy, it really got bad in a hurry. And they still have this morning 4,000 people out without
No
power
kidding.
in Chattanooga. And up in Knoxville, it's even worse. The report I got coming in, 123,000 people in Knoxville still without power.
Yeah.
So we dodged a bullet, as they say here in Bradley. I had some limbs and leaves. Of course, every time it rains, I have so many trees, leaves all over my driveway. Just I have to get the blower out every time when the wind blows. But we did escape last night, fortunately.
We did. We lost power for like a second, just enough to
Yeah.
mess the cable up and have
Well,
everything.
you know, that's the same thing at my house. I came in from having dinner, and I turned the TV on, and I saw the lights were blinking. You know, oh, I hate that.
I know,
I had to
it's
go
like-
through the house and reset every one of those clocks. It takes forever. It's just a nuisance. But turned the TV on to check the weather, and had good sound. And I just turned it on, walked away, and I heard the sound come on. And I thought, well, I'll come back and finish this program. And I came back, and I had no picture. Had plenty of sound. I thought, oh no, my TV screen is out. I got a flat screen. And so I flipped the guide, and the guide came up. So I've got signal going to my screen, and I can flip through the guide, and I got plenty of audio.
But you have no
I have
picture?
no picture, so I think something screwed up with the cable box. Maybe they have to reset it. You know, they can
Could be.
reset that from New York or
Yeah,
somewhere.
you just have to call.
Maybe
And they're
I'll-
not local. They're
No,
all over,
no, I
yeah.
think
And they
they're
can
in-
reset it. They can push a button and they can fix it.
Isn't that
so.
incredible? They're in India or somewhere. You call and they're way, way away.
They're
They
far away.
They send this little, they explained it, but I didn't understand it. They send this little ping. and if it pings back, it means it's working. If
We
it
have
doesn't-
pings. You know, that's what cues commercials
Yeah.
with a ping. So they probably do the same
They have the
kind
same
of thing.
ping,
I
different
don't
kind of
understand any of it. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
none of it.
Pings.
Joe tells me and I just kind of glaze over.
Yeah. Now they have a ping, but if it doesn't pong, then
Right, if it doesn't pong, then
you're
you have no ping pong.
you go in bad shape. But my cable's out too, so. But I'm not
You've
there.
got sound. That's
but
all you need.
That's really that's
That's
true.
all you need.
But I'm not there to watch it anyway today, so it doesn't matter. Lots going on. Birthdays. You know Monica Randall's. She's having.
May?
Yeah, I think you do. I think
You think I do?
have
It's a
to-
little early. Tell me
It's-
later.
I may. I love that. Yeah, Monica Randall's. You know Monica Randall. Anyhow, she's having a birthday.
Oh, well,
today.
happy birthday, Monica Randall,
See?
that I do know.
She's having a birthday today. Anyone
And
you know?
Dwight had one yesterday.
Dwight Richardson.
He sure did.
Had one yesterday.
And if I don't, I'm not sure if I've got this right. I think maybe Karen McDonald is today, and Londa, Dwight's wife,
Yeah.
is tomorrow. I may have that big step that Londa's today and Karen's tomorrow, but I think I have the memory of 24 hours, a little more. That yesterday that Karen called and said that that they have them right there together. Dwight, Karen McDonald, and Londa
Oh, they're all
Richardson
lined
have them
up.
right. Yep,
They
they're
ought to have
lined
a
right up.
party.
I
Have
know
a
that
party.
should be a big party.
I noticed
with
that.
great flowers. Great
Oh, yeah.
flowers.
Well, I was noticed on Facebook that Dwight was having a birthday yesterday, so I got on Facebook and said, "Happy birthday, Dwight. Send yourself some flowers if you can find a good florist."
That's right. If you know good florist.
If you know a good florist, send yourself some flowers. Of course, he owns Fenimore's, which
Yes.
is one of the best florists around. He's a great floral designer.
He is.
So,
And he's just a great, he's a hoot all the way
yeah,
around.
he's a good friend, and happy birthday to him, belated, and happy birthday to Londa in the future, and Karen McDonald, of course. She's just a happy
And Monica.
person. And Monica, don't forget Monica. Happy birthday to all of those folks. There you go. So we're done with the birthdays. There's a lot of stuff going on. We'll get to that in a minute, but right now I got to tell them what's going on in the
about it?
headline news. Can I do that? Okay.
You can do it.
The second of 3 workshops for organizations wishing to apply for the Bradley Memorial Health Endowment Fund grants will be held at the Bradley Cleveland Chamber of Commerce. This second workshop is set for Friday. That's coming up. June 24th at 9 a.m., Chamber of Commerce. A third workshop scheduled for Wednesday, June 29th at 3:30. Those grants are made possible from the 2005 sale of Bradley Memorial Hospital. You remember that. Now, organizations who want to apply for the grants have to attend one of these workshops. That's the rule. The deadline to apply for the grant is July 22nd at 5 p.m. So there you go. It's free money, so apply and see if you qualify. The man charged in the double murder of Eddie and Debbie Phillips appeared in Bradley County Criminal Court this week. Aaron Lawson was appointed a public defender. The Phillips were shot and killed outside their home on Lethal Lane on April 19th. That shooting allegedly stemmed from a domestic dispute in connection with the Phillips' 11-year-old grandchild. The Bradley County Election Commission appealed its budget during Monday's voting session of the Bradley County Commission. Election Commission member Steve Crump explained that department has actually cut $8,000 from its budget over the past 4 years and returned more than $35,000 from its budget to the general fund this year. So they're making money for the county. Crump told commissioners that the Election Commission will face an increased workload in the coming fiscal year because of statewide redistricting and the presidential primaries. Therefore, they're looking for that budget amendment. A final decision has not been made in the step pay plan for the Bradley County Sheriff's Office. The County Commission voted Monday to review Sheriff Jim Ruth's proposal to implement a merit-based step pay plan at the next work session. The Sheriff's plan includes cuts from other line items and conversion of fuel to, no, I take that back. Let me rephrase that. Conservation of fuel. I'm really going slow this morning. Don't laugh at me. It's Wednesday and I can't get through the week. I'm taking Friday off. I need it. I need to rest. Anyhow, he's going to contribute $95,000 to the plan. Brenda Sheehy is the new president of Main Street Cleveland. Two-term President Doug Kaywood handed the gavel to Sheehy on Monday. A large crowd of Main Street members gathered at the Elks Lodge. I was there, good food by the way, to greet the new president and honor the former one. They also heard from Dr. Erica Burke, who's been a guest on this show a couple of times. She is the Human Resources Director for Wacker Polysilicon, and she told them all about the hiring process and where they are in the building process at Wacker Chemie out on exit 33 here in Bradley County. That's your headline news as I stumbled through them this morning, but it's Wednesday. What can I say? Let's look at your forecast. It is going to be rainy today, probably, between a 40 and 60% chance, according to my sources.
Well,
and you know how
serious sources.
You know how reliable my sources are. But it is going to be cooler. 85 today and about the same tomorrow. And look at there, scattered showers all the way through Friday. I'm glad I'm taking Friday off and just going to get out of the county.
There you go.
I'm going to go somewhere and do something. But it is a little cooler. You know, summer officially started Tuesday.
Yes, it did. Started. It's here. So, we started about 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, we did.
About a month ago. But we started early.
Yeah, we did. Of course, we're always ahead of the whole world and things.
The whole world.
Yeah. We're leading,
not just surrounding counties, the whole world are ahead of.
We're leading the pack and everything. We're number one. But it is already 68 degrees.
I know.
But that's cooler than it was yesterday
Yes.
when it was 72 degrees.
Yes.
So we're happy. It is 6:42, and enough of this foolishness. Let's just move on, take a break.
Let's get Ron Moore's foolishness.
Let me regroup, folks. I've got to regroup and get some more coffee. Ron Moore will be back in a minute. Don't go away.
Hello, I'm Pastor Greg Casto of the United Christian Church here at 2200 Peerless Road, Cleveland, Tennessee. I want you to make plans right now to be here at our Holy Ghost Camp Meeting 2011 with signs, wonders, and miracles. Why don't you go to our website right now and get all the information or call the number on the screen, because you're not going to want to miss these day service, evening service, great speakers, choirs, singers, such great talent. You're going to want to be here in Cleveland, Tennessee.
I'm Wes Robbins with Landmark Insurance Brokerage. When it comes to employee benefits, we've got you covered. Call me today for the best service and best solutions to your group health and employee benefits needs. At Landmark Insurance Brokerage, we've got you covered.
I'm Dr. James Markham, host of the television program Heart of Health, seen right here on WTNB television, Thursday at 7 o'clock, Friday at 8 a.m., or Sunday at 3:30 p.m.
Volunteer Ridipest LLC has been serving Cleveland and the surrounding areas for over 40 years. Their qualified, experienced technicians are trained in all the latest techniques to keep your home pest-free. Volunteer Ridipest LLC offers Mosquito Guard, which keeps mosquitoes out of your yard and out of your life. Their monthly and quarterly treatments are backed by their 100% money-back guarantee. For all your pest removal needs, call Volunteer Ridipest LLC today at 423-472-7736.
Kyle Dodge Chrysler Jeep, located at 511 South Lee Highway in Cleveland, is your #1 Dodge Chrysler and Jeep dealer in this area. Stop by and see the brand new 2011 Chrysler 200. The 200 is essentially a new nameplate with a significant facelift to the outgoing 2010 Chrysler Sebring. A beautiful vehicle at an unbeatable price. And while you're there, check out the all-new Jeep Grand Cherokee and the newly designed Dodge Durango. Redesigned, revamped, and reinvigorated. Yes, the Dodge Durango is back, bigger and better than ever. Kyle Dodge Chrysler Jeep offers a complete parts and service department with qualified service technicians to fix and repair your vehicle. So for your next brand new or pre-owned vehicle, make it Kyle Dodge Chrysler Jeep, located at 511 South Lee Highway in Cleveland.
Wednesday morning, as they carry on the conversation, I'll welcome you back to the Tennessee Valley this morning. It is 68 degrees here on this Wednesday, June the 22nd. Where has the summer gone? And not the summer,
It hasn't
but the
gone.
year.
It just got
Summer
here.
just got here, but the year has gone.
Yes, it has. It's
See,
almost
I'm
Christmas.
I'm having trouble thinking, and I'm just going to let you talk. Go ahead and introduce yourself. Go ahead.
That's what happens to Joe. It just I'm around and he's like, I can't think, just because I'm always talking. But
Joe
Ron Moore is
Joe
here.
can't think anyway.
No, well, he does.
Yes.
He doesn't think. He does.
Right.
You know, he lost another 2 pounds. He has lost 19 pounds in 6 days.
I joined the health spa. Guess how much I've lost so far?
Whatever I.
$162. That's all I've lost.
Wait a minute. Yesterday, you said Joe had lost 17. He's lost another
2 more pounds, yes.
In the last, what, in the
24
last 24
hours, yes.
Amazing. Can
I know.
Joe, can you come out and parade for us here and let us look at you?
He hadn't ate breakfast yet. He'll gain it back.
No, he does. Well, there's only 500 calories all day long. So
I wish we had a before and after.
we do, and we're doing an infomercial about the whole thing. He's being charted as he goes, but he's getting female hormone injections.
Ooh.
And so
I
he's
wish you hadn't told me that.
Joe's feminine
he
side.
coordinated his clothes this morning.
Oh, he I thought the earrings matched.
I know. I was like, Joe, those are my earrings, and get out of my. That's why there's 2 pairs of shoes. He wanted to wear my heels this morning. I was, honey.
Is that the reason for his painted toenails?
Yes. Well, no, that was my bad. I'm
I
sorry.
was afraid to
That's
mention it.
TMI. Too much information.
Ron Moore's here as always on Wednesday. And
Poor
he's-
Joe. He's back there. He
Yeah,
can't
we
defend
just
himself,
pick
but
on
he's
him.
about to. He's about
Yeah,
to
the
drive
camera
the
went
bull
off
away.
a few minutes ago.
I know. He's gone to more interesting programs.
Ron always has some interesting local history, and he's got some stuff today that.
Well, I want to
might
take you
not
back.
believe
I
me.
remember.
I want to take you back about 51 years to downtown Cleveland.
Yeah.
Downtown Cleveland was a beautiful little downtown area that we remember. Before the Village Shopping Center, which opened up in about 1961, they started building around late 59.
Yeah.
Keith Street was starting to be built at that time.
Yeah.
So basically, if you shopped in Cleveland, you shopped in downtown area.
Right. And that was the way with a lot of small
Sure.
town America. And
And-
they love the downtown square, and I love that.
In 1960s, you know, the lawyers weren't downstairs. We had them hit upstairs on most of the offices down there. Now they've moved downstairs.
They've become aggressive and moved downstairs.
That's right, near the road.
But one of the places I'd like to mention was Draper and Darwin. It's down where Cafe Roma is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, that was Draper and Darwin. And it was just a dry goods store. You get cloth and clothes and shoes and different things. And one of the unique things I remember about it is you could go in there, and if you bought, they stayed open until the end of the 70s because you could buy painter pants, which is the big thing. But as you bought them, they'd wrap them in paper and tie it on a string. There wasn't paper bags.
Didn't
like
have
we
a
did.
bag. No
You know,
plastic
yeah,
bags.
but you
Pokes.
wrap,
They're
you had
pokes,
that paper, sheet paper, butcher paper,
Right.
pulled out and
On a
wrapped
roll.
the order and took it out. So I thought that was unique.
Yeah.
There was Tots to Teens. It was a children's store and teenage store.
Tots to
And it was
Teens.
where Earl's was, which is now Mexi Wings.
Right.
Maxie Wings. I was in
Okay.
there recently.
Able Hardware is where the Bank of Cleveland was.
Right.
Now, Able Hardware was where I bought my first bicycle.
Really?
Yes. So.
Brenda Abel, the daughter of Mr. Abel, was my first grade teacher.
Oh, really? Yes.
Didn't
Now
know
you
that.
had
Now that building where you're talking about Able Hardware, that has quite a history itself.
Oh,
just
yes,
the
there's a
building.
movie theater, and you know, some of the Bank of Cleveland has some of the old movie projectors. Very rare thing, and has that old piano from that in there. So that's a very old building, but it was Able Hardware growing up. You know, you could get any kind of hardware there, but I remember buying the bicycle. That's what I remember the most, is buying a bicycle there.
Now, was
And
it the kind
It was
of-
a Pee Wee Herman bicycle too.
Oh, well,
it
it had
had
to be good.
everything, saddlebags, the whole works,
Yeah.
horn,
You were-
light.
Now, was Able Hardware the kind of store where you used to go in not only buy hardware but buy hard candy? Could you
Yes,
get
you
hard
can.
candy?
But now the hard candy,
That's
you
a
really
true hardware store.
Now, where you really wanted your penny candy was from Cooper's Bookstore, which is over on the Ocoee side now, where right along where Diamond Lil's used
Yeah,
to be, and
yeah.
Nola's
Nola.
and
Nola's
there.
now.
All there. That was Cooper's Bookstore, and that's where you could buy your sheet music, you could buy guitars, and you bought your school books.
At the music store. At the
Remember,
bookstore.
you know, until about 1960, you bought your own books, and state laws started passing, and I don't know the exact time frame, didn't go back and look that up, but along that time, they passed state laws, and it became popular across the country, is that the school system would actually buy your books.
Wow.
So you had to buy your books in there, and just before I started to school. I mean, I started school about 1960s, and we got our books. So somewhere around that time frame, that changed. So you could buy that. They could sell guitars in there, and the penny candy. They had those penny candy things in there. And truly, you know, penny candy was worth its money back then.
Yeah, it was worth a penny.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you got a big old hunk for a penny.
You know, a little sidebar here. You know, the penny cost us more to make now than it is worth.
Oh, it cost about 2 cents to make a
Yeah,
penny.
it's 1.5 is the last
Well,
time.
aren't we smart?
And so, but now with the metal changes, penny actually could go away in our lifetime.
It could.
Because,
Yeah. And the copper itself is so
Well, I don't know
expensive.
what I'm going to keep in the bottom of my purse then.
Well, yeah.
Truly, I got a bunch of
You'll
them.
have to get some slugs or something.
We'll have to keep nickels then.
There we go.
We'll have to keep nickels. Or the penny's going to be worth 3 cents. I don't know which one it is. But there's also Lay's 5 and dime.
Right?
And,
I remember that.
Where was that?
Well, there are some arguments about that. There was one down towards where the underpass is, and then you know where Fredericks is across candy cornered from the courthouse.
Right.
I believe that. I remember that
I
being
do
5
too.
and dime there, Lay's 5 and dime.
Okay.
Now we had Woolsworth's also, which was right up the street there where the First Baptist has their building. One end was
Yes.
Woolworth's, the other end was J.C. Penney.
I remember when it was Penny's big time.
I remember when it was J.C.
So
Penney's.
now, and Woolworth and Spot were the first 2 integrated places that you could, the blacks could come in and eat at the counters.
Wow, the Spot was
Yes,
ahead of its
so
time.
the Spot's been there a long time, since the 35.
Yeah.
And then a couple other places allow you to come in and order, but you couldn't sit down at the counter. This is still in like 1960, you know. So Central Drug Store, right across there next door to Cooper's bookstore. Another place had a great there. That was there for 100 years or something.
Yeah.
Now it's still in business,
Still in business.
but it moved out to Keith Street.
Yeah, it did.
It sure did. So
Is it Stewart Park Plaza that they're in now?
yes.
It's still around.
Yes,
you
and
can
they're
actually-
also on the corner of Raider and Peerless.
And
They
I
have a
believe
new
you can
one.
go in there and get a burger or a sandwich.
Oh, sure. Yeah,
They
you
got
sure
their-
can.
still
Yeah,
have
they,
the counter.
they say it's pretty good.
Yeah.
We had Harshbarger and Stratton. Harshbarger and Stratton. I'll get that right in a minute. If you're going on Ocoee Street, it's at the corner of Ocoee and Central. It's on the left there, and that building still has nothing in it. And really nothing has been in that building there almost
bet
since
it's haunted.
Harshbarger and Stratton.
Ocoee and Central.
Going from the courthouse, the next block up, on the left, right across from the
There's been all kinds of stuff in that building. there. I
St. Luke's
remember.
there, right directly
Right,
across.
right.
Gotcha.
Right before
oh,
that
yeah,
corner.
yeah, it's empty.
It's
You're
been
right.
empty.
Yeah.
Since there's been 1 or 2 things that's been in there, but since about the 1960s when Harshbarger and Stratton finally left, you know, because this was sort of the downturn in the 60s and there. We had Appler's Shoe Store. That was
I
down
went-
there,
yes, I had
and
to
it was
have
directly
Appler's
across
shoes.
the street from where Harshbarger and Stratton. I get that right. Right across the street from them, and that's where you would buy your shoes. Then there was Galloway's. It was behind the post office, or the what we call the post office. It's now
Courthouse
the
Annex.
Courthouse
Well,
Annex.
there's still a post office in
Right.
there.
Behind that, where the parking lot is back there was store called Galloway's, and it was a hardware store of the true sense.
Was it on that parking lot?
Yes.
On that, of course, it's a
Yeah,
parking
that-
lot now.
If my memory serves me correct, which may not. And of course, most people who know are dead, and they can't lie, can't argue with me anyway. Maybe David will remember that. I don't know. David's younger than me. I can't blame David. Galloway's. It was a true hardware store. Had plumbing stuff and boxes, and you could buy saddles and tack there, horse tack.
Wow.
And boy, that was just a kid getting to go in there and see the saddles and
yeah.
horse tack and bridles and things of that nature. But that
Smell
was right
the
in
leather.
downtown Cleveland now, and that business been there a long time. One of my most interesting businesses that long left, but I just had to, was the Jitney Jungle. Was on the north side of the square, and it was the first self-service grocery store.
Really?
Remember, you used to go in the older grocery stores, and the grocer says, "What else do you need? You need a pound of sugar," and they would get it for you and take
Right.
it back. Well, the end of service started with the Jitney Jungle here in Cleveland.
Jitney Jungle.
The Jitney Jungle, and so that's where we stopped taking care of people, and you had to take care of yourself, and we just took your money.
Is that
which is
about
still a very popular thing today?
Is that about the same time that the gas stations started making you pump your own gas?
Yes. Well,
I mean, they pumped gas for a long time. I remember in the when I was like 75, my dad gave me a card to get gas with, and it cost more to have them pump it.
Yeah.
And he would say, Kim, the least you can do is pump your own gas
Oh,
if I'm
that
paying
was
for it. And I was
Save
like,
some
well,
money.
it was raining, Dad.
well, in downtown, which is a great segue, was the very next thing on my notes, you must have seen my notes, was Bob's Gulf.
Oh, that's right.
And Bob's Gulf is where the Bank of Cleveland's Motor
Right.
Bank is there, their drive-through bank.
Bank of Cleveland.
Yeah,
Yes,
right
I
across
remember
from
that.
St. Luke.
There was a
time.
gas station.
Yes, it was Bob's
And
Gulf
it was
there.
a Gulf, that's right.
And they pumped your gas. Had the old gas station with the little wheels that
Yeah.
turned and the globes on it and everything. There's a little small building there,
Yeah.
and basically that's Bob's Gulf was there for many, many years, even after the '60s. But in those early days, that's where.
Now, if memory serves, didn't there used to be a hospital downtown just off the
Speck
square?
Hospital.
Speck
It's
Hospital.
the parking lot of the Bank of Cleveland now.
Okay.
That was Speck Hospital, and of course there's right down the street was P&S also. Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, Speck
So that
Hospital.
was the first hospital
Speck
owned by a
Hospital.
doctor, wasn't it?
Yes,
Dr.
Dr. Speck.
Speck.
Yeah.
There you go.
Dead giveaway there.
Go figure.
Let me say something about Stampers.
Yeah.
Right there on the square. It's been there for 85
Has
years.
it really?
And I think that may be the oldest retail in Bradley County. Consistent retailer. And this
They
one-
have, yeah, and they have a clientele from. It's regional. It's not just in Bradley County.
And that building's haunted too. You talk
The
about
building
haunted.
is haunted?
It is haunted, yes. There is a ghost upstairs.
Oh, well,
See?
is that another history story later? You
Oh, it
can
sure
tell-
is.
okay.
Yeah, we can tell ghost stories.
Ghost stories, all right.
And then the Horners
Right?
have been there well over 100 years in that location there on the square. They're the oldest optometrists. I never get that word right.
Optometrist, That's
Huh?
right.
Optometrist.
Optometrist. in
They're
the
the
same
oldest
location.
oldest one in America, and it's right here in Bradley County. They've been there well over 100 years there.
Really?
Sam Horner Sr.,
Yeah.
Sam Horner Jr., now Sam Horner III is there.
No pressure on those
No.
kids.
No, no,
None
no.
whatsoever.
whatsoever.
It's a generational thing.
You're gonna love
now
the
they're
eyes.
located on the corner of.
No, they're right. They're in between.
Well, they're
Staples
right
and
next to
Logan
Jimmy
Thompson.
Logan's office there, so,
Right.
Oh yeah,
so basically
yeah.
on the corner there.
Yeah, and there's a title company there
Yes.
close by.
At the end.
Right.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah.
Now, they've been there over 100 years, and there's an old clock out front there if you'll go out and look at it. So.
Oh, that's just amazing.
Now, what really killed downtown, and you know, I'm a big advocate of history, of course, is that in 1964 range, we tore down the beautiful courthouse in downtown Cleveland.
Yeah.
And that sort of finished off the business pretty much, because now you have Keith Street, you have the shopping centers, and now you tear down the corner, the main stone
Cornerstone.
there. Traffic's blocked. They tear it down. They move all the downtown courthouse business down to where what used to be Hall Chevrolet,
Yeah.
and that's where the courthouse served and was stored for that period of time. And then it was the building next to Hall Chevrolet, I
Right.
should say, and which nothing's ever been in there since that either.
Since the
so,
courthouse.
and then they had to build a new courthouse. So
Right.
basically, for a year and a half, 2 years, downtown Cleveland was pretty well destroyed, and I
Yeah.
think that ruined most of the businesses
Yeah.
there. Some of them tried to hang on for years and years, and finally the lawyers come in and bought
Bought it
things
all
cheap
up.
and
Yeah.
and took over. Yeah.
Yeah. the
So
courthouse-
very
Set
sad.
up a parking
so
lot.
The tearing down of
Song
the
and dance.
courthouse was not one of our finer moments.
It
was
is not one. It was. If you've seen pictures of our courthouse,
It was
beautiful. There's another one that was like it, similar up in Paris Henry County.
Yeah.
Was very similar to ours, and
Yeah.
at that time there was only 5 or 6 old courthouses left in Tennessee,
Yeah.
and we made it one less.
Yeah, and do you know now that I don't know who makes up these registers and things, but Bradley County's courthouse is listed in the top 3 of the ugliest courthouses in Tennessee.
Well, now if you, I will give you my comment on that. You know, and I agree with it. That poll, maybe I put mine a little higher, but. And then recently you guys put this red brick on the front of that blonde brick building. And I called that putting lipstick on the pig. Put red brick on a blonde building just didn't set with me. So, but
I will give kudos though to Sharon Marr in Main Street, Cleveland, and her volunteer crew in beautifying the lawn.
Yeah, it is beautiful.
Because it really helped hide some of that ugliness on the courthouse.
Yes.
You know, everybody jokes about the courthouse. Let's face it, it's not one of the prettiest architectural styles.
Still, of course, over in Ray County, there's still there. Meigs County, they redone theirs.
McMinn has a beautiful courthouse.
Has a beautiful. It's an older courthouse, and but ours is the modern look and.
And it just doesn't fit our historic downtown.
Right,
it'd be great if it's modern and practical, but it's modern 1960, so it's really not practical
No,
to
it's not practical.
the power needs and the for computer needs and all that. The building.
Somebody was joking the other day. I wonder if there's some way, the courthouse now has those big columns out front.
Yes.
Is there some way we could put a facade on that and turn it back into a colonial style and make it look halfway decent? But I doubt if that's going to happen. That's not a priority for the county commission.
No,
right
they're probably dollars and cents gets in the way. But it's dollars. We're going to do away with cents.
Right.
Yeah, just dollars.
We did away with cents a long time
But we got to take a break. But the downtown, basically, the business moved to Village Green, and that was the first shopping center.
One of the first shopping centers in Southeast Tennessee.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a very early.
And it went through a period where it kind of died, as many shopping centers do.
Yes.
But it's come back. It's vibrant down there. If you go down there now, it's a lot of people down there.
The shopping center is supposed to have a 20, 25-year life, and of course we've seen it with Bradley Square Mall has decreased and sold.
Yeah,
and
of course Cleveland Mall, which
Cleveland
is
Mall now is
Campbell
Life
Center.
Care and all that. So they come and go.
Yeah,
But,
they do.
And so does downtown, beautiful downtowns also.
Downtowns do as well. Well, it's always interesting when Ron comes in, and maybe we can get back to that ghost story.
Yeah,
we will
later. But there's a lot of ghost stories in Bradley County, I've discovered.
A lot. I've got some good ones too.
Okay, well, we'll talk about that another time. Historical ghosts, that'll be interesting. 7:02, we got to take a break, and it's 68 degrees. You're watching the Tennessee Valley this morning. Thank you, Ron, for coming in. We'll be back in just a moment and talk about, we'll talk to Dr. Jerry Faulkner and also talk to David Orr from Cleveland Utilities. Don't go away.
Kyle Dodge Chrysler Jeep, located at 511 South Lee Highway in Cleveland, is your #1 Dodge Chrysler and Jeep dealer in this area. Stop by and see the brand new 2011 Chrysler 200. The 200 is essentially a new nameplate with a significant facelift to the outgoing 2010 Chrysler Sebring. A beautiful vehicle at an unbeatable price. And while you're there, check out the all-new Jeep Grand Cherokee and the newly designed Dodge Durango. Redesigned, revamped, and reinvigorated. Yes, the Dodge Durango is back, bigger and better than ever. Kyle Dodge Chrysler Jeep offers a complete parts and service department with qualified service technicians to fix and repair your vehicle. So for your next brand new or pre-owned vehicle, make it Kyle Dodge Chrysler Jeep, located at 511 South Lee Highway in Cleveland.
Hello, I'm Pastor Greg Casto of the United Christian Church here at 2200 Peerless Road, Cleveland, Tennessee. I want you to make plans right now to be here at our Holy Ghost Camp Meeting 2011 with signs, wonders, and miracles. Why don't you go to our website right now and get all the information or call the number on the screen, because you're not going to want to miss these day service, evening service, great speakers, choirs, singers, such great talent. You're going to want to be here in Cleveland, Tennessee.
I'm Wes Robbins with Landmark Insurance Brokerage. When it comes to employee benefits, we've got you covered. Call me today for the best service and best solutions to your group health and employee benefits needs. At Landmark Insurance Brokerage, we've got you covered.
I'm Dr. James Markham, host of the television program Heart of Health, seen right here on WTNB television. Thursday at 7 o'clock, Friday at 8 a.m., or Sunday at 3:30 p.m.
Volunteer Ridipest LLC has been serving Cleveland and the surrounding areas for over 40 years. Their qualified, experienced technicians are trained in all the latest techniques to keep your home pest-free. Volunteer Ridipest LLC offers Mosquito Guard, which keeps mosquitoes out of your yard and out of your life. Their monthly and quarterly treatments are backed by their 100% money-back guarantee. For all your pest removal needs, call Volunteer Ridipest LLC today at 423-472-7736.
And it's 7:04, 68 degrees. Welcome back to the Tennessee Valley this morning on June 22nd, Wednesday. Glad you're with us today. A second of 3 workshops for organizations wishing to apply for the Bradley Memorial Health Endowment Fund grants will be held at the Cleveland Bradley Chamber of Commerce. The second workshop set for Friday. That's this Friday, June 24th at 9. The third workshop scheduled for Wednesday, June 29th at 3:30. Now, organizations wanting to apply for these HCI grants must attend one of these workshops. The deadline to apply for the grant is Friday, July 22nd. A man charged in the double murder of Eddie and Debbie Phillips appeared in Bradley County Criminal Court this week. Aaron Lawson was appointed a public defender. The Phillips were shot and killed outside their home on Letha Lane on April 19th. Bradley County Election Commission appealed its budget during Monday's voting session of the Bradley County Commission. Election Commission member Steve Crump explained that the department has actually cut $8,000 from its budget over the past 4 years and returned more than $35,000 to the general fund this year from that department. Hence, they need more money. A final decision has not been made in the step pay plan for the Bradley County Sheriff's Office. The County Commission voted Monday to review Sheriff Jim Ruth's proposal to implement a merit-based step pay plan at the next work session. And Brenda Sheehy is the new president of Main Street Cleveland. Two-term President Doug Kaywood handed the gavel to Sheehy on Monday at the monthly luncheon there at the Oaks Lodge. That's your weather that coming up is your weather forecast. I still can't talk today, folks. I'm so sorry. This is just it's Wednesday. There's your weather forecast. That was your headline news. Today, scattered thunderstorms all the way through Friday, possibly into Saturday. One long-range forecast that I looked at. So take your umbrella. You may never know. You may need it. We had quite a storm last night, but the highs a little cooler today. 85, 86, and 89 through the into the weekend. And right now it's a pleasant 68 degrees. A lot of people still without power in Knoxville, we understand. Over 100,000 people without power, about 4,000 over in Chattanooga. So we're fortunate. I don't know of anyone here that has power failure. Nope. I know there was some last night. I came home last night and my clocks were flickering. We're back, and we have with us Dr. Jerry Faulkner from Cleveland State Community College. Welcome, Doctor. It's good to have you with us today.
Good to see you again.
And you as well. I understand that you've got an exciting new project coming up.
I'm working on a project. Yeah, I hope it's exciting. I
That's
hope
right.
people
You
find
can
it
see
exciting.
it right across the studio from us.
The set is right over there.
Yeah, that's the new set.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very colorful.
Featuring our students.
Yes.
Yeah.
Pictures of our students. Yeah, I'm working on a little TV project, weekly program. We're calling it the Cleveland State Advantage.
Oh, great.
And highlighting the programs of the college and the possibilities that go along with Cleveland State.
Fantastic.
I know it's going to start Thursday.
Yes, yeah.
Already going to be on the air.
Yeah, this is the first, this is the debut, the premiere.
I know, the premiere. Everybody get ready. Drum roll.
Red carpet and all that, yeah.
Thursday at 7:30 p.m. and Friday at 6 a.m. and Sunday at 4:30 p.m. It'll air 3 times each week.
3 times a week, right here on WTNB TV, cable channel 5.
Yes.
Yes, a lot of people don't know that we partner with Cleveland State Community College, and so our studios are here, and we appreciate that and enjoy the studio so much. And so their new set is over there, and they're going to be running Friday morning before this program, so everybody can just watch you first and
tune in. And I don't think mine is going to be as fun as you guys seem to have here early in the morning. It's just a little too early to have this much.
Yeah, we're just
a little stupid this early in the morning.
Yeah,
that's a good description.
So what's it going to be about? What's the program? What's the whole basis for the program?
Well, we called it Advantage because, first of all, we want to remind folks that of the advantage of getting a college degree.
Right.
Recent figures have come out that a person with a college degree during their lifetime, on average, will earn 84% more than a person with just a high school diploma. So almost double your earning power with a college degree. And then another big advantage of the college degree is during this recent recession, I mean, it's hit all fields and all peoples, but persons with college degrees have had a much lower unemployment rate than people without a college degree. So there's an advantage to coming to college and getting a degree. And so that's one of the things we want to remind folks of. And then the other thing is just to showcase and to highlight the college and the various programs that we offer, and try to persuade people that yes, you can come to college, and yes, you can be successful, and yes, there is something here that will interest you and improve your life and enable you to get a better paying job.
Yeah. Cleveland State is one of the two crown jewels, I think, of higher education in Bradley County. Of course, Lee University and Cleveland State, and you guys actually partner, I think, on some things, and people, they can come here and get their first 2 years and actually transfer those credits to Lee, can't they?
Yes, they can. Yeah, we have.
That's a great advantage.
Carolyn Dirksen, my counterpart over there, she and I have met several times and talked about smoothing the transition between us and Lee College, and so we have agreements in place that make it really simple, really effective for a student to get a degree here, an associate's degree here, and then move on to Lee and complete their bachelor's degree.
What kind of programs would a student want to get into at Cleveland State if they're planning to transfer those credits to Lee? You've probably got education, pre-education programs, and
yes.
Talk about that.
Well, we categorize all of our transfer programs, all the students that are planning to transfer to a four-year institution. We categorize those all as general transfer associate's degrees, but with an emphasis in a particular area. And so, as you mentioned, you could have an emphasis in education. You could have an emphasis in music. You could have an emphasis in the liberal arts. Just about any discipline where Lee offers a bachelor's degree, we could tailor your curriculum here at Cleveland State to make that transition just as smooth as possible.
Yeah, and of course the first 2 years here could be much less expensive than going for the first 2 years to a higher other institution. And that's one of the big advantages. You offer a good quality education at a lower cost.
Absolutely. And you know, a large number of our students get financial aid, and a large number of our students get the Hope Scholarship, the lottery scholarship. And sometimes when people look at the lottery scholarship, they say, oh, if you go to a community college, you only get $2,000. But if you go to a four-year college or university, you get $4,000. But then when you total up all the costs, you get to the bottom line, you're still going to pay more in most cases to go to a four-year school than you would to come here for the first couple of years.
The nice thing about Cleveland State is they offer such a variety of things. I know you have photography classes, which I love photography, and my granddaughter's a photographer. You have the small business incubator here. So many other things that are not in a what you call a program.
Right.
Talk about some of those things that you make available to the public here.
We have a whole division called Training and Continuing Education, which we sometimes in academic speak refer to as the non-credit side of the house. In other words, these are not classes that will earn you college credit that can be transferred to another school or lead to an associate's degree. And so we have the training side of it where we work with local business and industry to satisfy their training needs. We recently worked with a local industry to help their managers be able to use Excel spreadsheet to extract sales data so they could better plan. That's kind of the training side of the non-credit. Continuing ed, we sometimes refer to that as personal interest kinds of things. You mentioned photography, cake decorating, wreath making at Christmas, all of those things that again may not lead to a degree but certainly enrich a person's life.
Yeah, and you know, workforce development, you touched on that, working with local industry and business. That's huge for local business and industry. They have to have a developed workforce in order for them to meet their productivity.
Absolutely. So we try to provide a pool of applicants that are well trained in advance. And then again, if they need specific training for their employees, we can provide that. In this recession, a lot of business and industry have cut back or done away with their training departments. And so we'd like to be their training department. And I would add that if a business or industry needs their employees to have a credential of some sort, we're working now with a local business to actually provide college credit training that will lead to a recognized certificate. So you know, our mission is to provide educational opportunities to our community in whatever shape, form, or fashion that requires.
Well, we're going to be looking forward to the debut of Advantage.
Yes.
And that's the name of the show, Advantage. Give us the dates and times again when it's going to be on.
It's going to be Thursday at 7:30 p.m., Friday at 6 a.m., and Sunday at 4:30 p.m.
Okay, so somewhere along in there you can catch that schedule, and it's going to be interesting as they talk about the programs and classes available here at Cleveland State. It's going to be great. Look forward to it.
Hope so. Thank you.
Thanks for being with us today.
Thanks for the invite.
It is 7:15. We're going to come back and talk to David Orr in just a moment from Cleveland Utilities and learn about some programs that they have that could be of great interest to you, especially if you're a homeowner. Don't go away.
Money, money, money.
Yeah.
Kyle Dodge Chrysler Jeep, located at 511 South Lee Highway in Cleveland, is your #1 Dodge Chrysler and Jeep dealer in this area. Stop by and see the brand new 2011 Chrysler 200. The 200 is essentially a new nameplate with a significant facelift to the outgoing 2010 Chrysler Sebring. A beautiful vehicle at an unbeatable price. And while you're there, check out the all-new Jeep Grand Cherokee and the newly designed Dodge Durango. Redesigned, revamped, and reinvigorated. Yes, the Dodge Durango is back, bigger and better than ever. Kyle Dodge Chrysler Jeep offers a complete parts and service department with qualified service technicians to fix and repair your vehicle. So for your next brand new or pre-owned vehicle, make it Kyle Dodge Chrysler Jeep, located at 511 South Lee Highway in Cleveland.
Volunteer Ridipest LLC has been serving Cleveland and the surrounding areas for over 40 years. Their qualified, experienced technicians are trained in all the latest techniques to keep your home pest-free. Volunteer Ridipest LLC offers Mosquito Guard, which keeps mosquitoes out of your yard and out of your life. Their monthly and quarterly treatments are backed by their 100% money-back guarantee. For all your pest removal needs, call Volunteer Ridipest LLC today at 423-472-7736.
I'm Dr. James Markham, host of the television program Heart of Health, seen right here on WTNB television. Thursday at 7 o'clock, Friday at 8 a.m., or Sunday at 3:30 p.m.
Hello, I'm Pastor Greg Casto of the United Christian Church here at 2200 Peerless Road, Cleveland, Tennessee. I want you to make plans right now to be here at our Holy Ghost Camp Meeting 2011 with signs, wonders, and miracles. Why don't you go to our website right now and get all the information or call the number on the screen, because you're not going to want to miss these day service, evening service, great speakers, choirs, singers, such great talent. You're going to want to be here in Cleveland, Tennessee.
I'm Kathy Guy with Landmark Insurance Brokerage. Call us today for all your personal insurance needs. 28 years in the insurance business, I have the solutions and pricing you are looking for. At Landmark Insurance Brokerage, we've got you covered.
It is 7:18 your time on this June the 22nd. I'm still having trouble. I was hoping by the time the morning waned away I would be back to normal, but obviously I'm not. It's June 22nd, Wednesday morning edition of Tennessee Valley This Morning. Been talking about some interesting things, and this one should be of great interest, especially if you're a homeowner. And those of you who may be storm survivors, we have some interesting information for you. David Orr is here from Cleveland Utilities. He's the Customer Relations Supervisor at Cleveland Utilities. And a great program. It's not a new program.
No, it's not new.
But you want us
started back in 2009.
Yeah, but you want us to make sure that storm survivors know about it so they can take advantage of it, save some money, and get their house back in order, so to speak.
Yes, this is a great program. Like I said, it started back in 2009. This is to help customers save on their utility usage. People always ask, you know, what can we do? Well, the one thing you can do is start off by calling us and requesting a free home evaluation. It's where our servicemen will come out to your house, tell you how well your house is insulated, give you suggestions on how to better insulate the home, and they'll hopefully help you save.
Well, you know, I'm a testimonial. for that program. I just did this, I think it was 3 months ago, just about 3 months ago. I sold my other house, moved into another one, and had it evaluated. And fortunately, the only thing they suggested was insulate the floor.
Right.
And but they inspect the whole house. They'll tell you if your windows are leaking, or if your doors are leaking, or if you need weather stripping around or more insulation in your attic.
Right.
But I needed insulation underneath my floor. We did that, and I got 50% of the cost back. They wrote me a check. So
that's the great thing about this program. There is a rebate. If you do any of the recommendations that our serviceman recommends, like for instance, like he says, recommends floor insulation, you have that done. You would pay the contractor to come out and do the installation work. And of course, he has to be a TVA approved contractor to do that, to make sure it's done properly. And then you'll call the serviceman back out to verify the work's been done that he's recommended. Yeah. And then once he verifies that, he'll fill out the proper paperwork there and turn it in to me at Cleveland Utilities. We're trying to give you a rebate check. 50% of what it cost you to have that done, up to maximum $500. So you could spend up to $1,000 and get half of that back in a check of $500.
Yeah, I think that's what I did.
So,
I had the work done, and I got a $500 check back. It was great. It was a great investment because it improves the quality of your home.
Oh,
and
yes.
It makes it, but I think the bottom line for TVA is that it's cost effective for them because they conserve energy. So they can afford to give the rebate back because they're saving that much or more in the energy conservation.
Yes, that is true. And another thing I like to say about insulation, insulation does not cost you, but it pays you the rest of the time that you have your home.
That's
because every year that you live in your home, you're saving this money. So like you say, well, it may cost me $500 up front to have this work done. Well, every year, say it saves you $25.
Yeah.
Well, if you own your house for 10 years, you paid you back $250.
Right.
So it doesn't cost you, it makes you money. Because the longer you live in your home, it's going to make yourself money.
Plus the home itself is more comfortable. You don't have all those drafts. And
things. Now, tell us a little bit about what exactly qualifies for the rebates. On the list on the back, I was like, I've done that. No, that doesn't. I just got a new water heater. No. Dishwasher. No. Refrigerators. But what can I get money back for if I get it done?
Okay, that's a good question. Glad you asked. Such thing as attic insulation. That includes knee walls, and if you want to know what a knee wall is, that's like if you have a 2-story house and you have a wall that's not actually outside but it's facing the attic, that wall needs to be insulated as well. So you're talking about attic insulation, knee wall insulation, and of course you want to make sure your attic's ventilated properly, because if your attic gets too hot, then that's putting more heat in your house. So ventilation of the attic as well. Then we talk about, like you said, floor insulation, which that's very important, floor insulation. Also ground cover, because you want to make sure if you have a crawl space underneath your house, if you have a dirt floor underneath that part, you want to make sure you have ground cover down to keep moisture out of your house.
Right.
Because that's one of the main things that people have is moisture coming up out of the ground and going to their homes. So you want to make sure you got a 6 mil plastic laying on the ground. That's covered in this. Of course, like you said, weather stripping, caulking's paid for through this.
Windows. I saw windows.
Windows is eligible as well. The only thing about windows is, of all the things that we would rebate you on, that'd be one of the last things I would recommend, because windows are so expensive. And I mean, that your payback is so much longer than it would be, like, say, for floor insulation.
Right.
For what you've paid to have your floor insulation, it'll pay itself back probably 5 or 6 years. We're looking at windows are going to pay back over a period of probably 20 years. So yeah, windows is eligible, and if your windows are real bad, yeah, they'll recommend that, but that's not one of the main things I would recommend. I'd recommend, like I said, more like attic insulation, floor insulation, caulking, and weather stripping. But they also get into duct repair. That's a lot of things. Our servicemen go out to the house and they'll find a duct just loose and maybe just blowing air into a basement.
They're insulating, cooling the basement.
Cooling the basement.
Cooling the basement.
That's already cool.
So duct repair is one of the things that they'll do on. Also, if they recommend a brand new heat pump and you have one installed, there's a $250 rebate max on that heat pump, but that's one of the things they recommend as well. So I think that about covers it right there of all the things that's eligible for the rebates.
How do people qualify for this program?
Okay, first of all, once again, you have to be the homeowner of the home. We hope that you live there in that home as well, and you would call us up on the phone and say, hey, I'd like to have a home installation survey done on the house. We'll put their name on the list. This program's been so popular, we have a waiting list of about 4 to 5 weeks.
Do you?
And then once your name comes to the top of the list, our serviceman will contact you, set up an appointment that's convenient with him and you. He'll come out and do the survey on the house. Then once he gives you the list of contractors, it's up to you to how fast you have the work done. Of course, there is a 90-day limit on that. You can't go beyond 90 days, but we hope you get started right away in getting that work done. Then once the work's completed, like I said, he'll come out and verify the work's been done. And once he verifies the work's been done, then he'll turn it into me to give you the rebate check. So, but they can just call our main office, 472-4521, and just say, I'm interested in having a home installation survey done. They'll ring our department, the customer relations department, and you'll either talk to me or Jamie. And like I said, we'll be glad to put your name on the list to have that work done. But it is a great program. We've seen a lot of people take advantage of it, and a lot of people do very well through this program as well.
Now, what about storm survivors, people who've gone through the storms of April 27th?
That's good. We've had a lot of people call in from storm survivors. Like, let's say a tornado come along and tore your roof off, and at the same time it blew your insulation out. But once they get your roof repaired, before you have the insulation blown in, if you'll just call us, we'll come out and make recommendations of what you need to have done. And then once we make those recommendations, you have the work done, then you'll be eligible for the rebate as well.
Fantastic.
And not only, I mean, this is a TVA program, so
Yes.
Cleveland Utilities, we have Cleveland Utilities, but Dan's over there with Volunteer.
Yeah.
But anyway, Volunteer Electric also.
Yes, I'm
they
glad you brought
also,
that up. Volunteer Electric does the
offer
same
this program.
Yeah.
So
Same exact
you're not going to be
thing.
left out. TVA loves us all in Bradley County.
It's a TVA program.
Yes.
Yes.
And of course, as we said a while ago, the whole key is to conserve energy.
Right.
We need to do that. When they have this work done, there is a list of qualified contractors. I guess
Yes,
that would be the word for it.
It's,
and they
it's
have to use that list. Someone off that list. Is that right?
Yeah, they have to use someone off that list. That's a group of people who have went to TVA, went through some training through TVA to know how to do this work properly. And of course, you know, TVA always makes sure that, you know, they have insurance and that they're qualified people, and it's just not people that's just showed up to, it's like you've heard people say.
Yeah, I had one of those people in my house with
They want to come through after a storm comes through and say, hey, I work out the back of my car, and hey, I have some tape in the back. Can I come in and, you know, work for?
Right,
you know,
right. So they have to make sure that they are qualified and meet all the specifications and go through the training. Because, you know, you can't just say, get your brother-in-law, hey, come over Saturday and let's put this insulation in and get me a check from TVA. You can't do that. You have to follow the procedure. But it's well worth it. I can verify that it's.
This is a great program. I
well
didn't even
worth
know it was around. So
Yeah.
A lot of people don't. A lot of people don't, and we really haven't advertised that much. And the reason being, we've been so overwhelmed by just word of mouth. Since 2009, since with this started, even till now, we're running a backlist or backlog of people on the list that it takes us about 4 weeks to get to the top of the list. So you know, we've been so successful just by word of mouth that we haven't really had to advertise. So I guess that's one reason people haven't really heard about it. But it's people like you, Dan, who go through the program who are successful with it and say, hey man, this is great. Got it done for half the price.
Yeah, I did.
Hey, it's saving me money, and
Yeah.
so that really helps us
Great.
along those lines.
Well, if you want to inquire about this program, getting involved in it, just contact David.
Yeah, that'd be fine. Just call me, Cleveland Utilities, 472-4521, and ask to speak to me, and I'll be glad to have me where I can.
And does Cleveland Utilities have a website as well?
They do.
Okay.
And they have brochures. They can pick up one of these, right?
Yes, they have brochures.
Good looking brochure.
And while we're on the subject of saving energy, I always tell people the best thing you can do to save energy is learn how to read your electric meter. If you learn to read your electric meter, learn to know what you're doing versus what you're using, know how the weather affects your bills, that'll really help you take a big handle on your electric usage by learning how to read the electric meter.
That's great. And at another program, you or somebody, if you want to, can come back and talk about the new billing procedure. What are they calling that? A peak use? A time of use?
Right, that you can
It's
just
time
do
of
it.
use,
Right.
Yeah, time of use. Yeah,
yes.
they're switching that over, and there's some advantages to it. And
It's going to probably be another year or 2 years before it
Yeah.
actually goes into effect, because we're just now installing those new meters.
yeah,
But it is coming. Not have to worry about it now.
yeah.
But in the next year or so, because we started getting calls, people worried about it, but it's nothing that we're doing right now, but it is coming. It is coming, and we do want people to be aware of it,
And
but it is
if
coming.
you're aware of it and get educated on it, it actually probably could save you some money. So that's something good that we need to talk about. David, thanks for coming by.
Thank you, Dan. Thanks for
Sharing
having me.
this
Thank you.
information with us. We're out of time. I've been told to say goodbye, so that's what we're going to do. Thanks.
It just goes off. If you don't say goodbye, it goes off anyway.
Good to have Kim with us today.
I'm
It's
done,
Wednesday.
guys. I'm done.
Yeah. Michelle Baker will be here tomorrow.
She
We're going
will.
to have fun tomorrow, so have a good day. We'll see you then.
Bye-bye.